Have you ever heard a story so wild you just can't believe it's true? Well, get ready, because today we re-dive into some of the most unbelievable stories about people whose own poor choices led to some truly jaw-dropping consequences. These aren't just simple mistakes. These are masterclasses in what not to do. Let us start with a classic tale of someone who thought the rules simply didn't apply to them. Picture this: a beautiful, sunny day at a national park. Signs everywhere warn visitors to keep a safe distance from the wildlife. It's common sense, right? Well, one woman decided she needed the perfect selfie with a large bison. Despite warnings from other park-goers and clear signage, she got closer and closer, trying to get that perfect shot. The bison, feeling threatened, did exactly what a wild animal does. Let us just say her quest for social media fame ended with a trip to the emergency room and a permanent ban from the park. A painful reminder that nature isn't a petting zoo. Next up, we have the case of the determined driver. This person was in a hurry, and a little thing like a massive traffic jam caused by a flooded road was soon going to stop them. They saw the road closed signs. They saw the deep, murky water, and they saw every other car turning around. But did they listen? Nope. Convinced their sedan had the secret abilities of an amphibious vehicle, they hit the gas. The car stalled almost immediately, leaving them stranded in rapidly rising water. The rescue was complicated, expensive, and completely avoidable, all because they thought they were smarter than a flood. Then there's the story of the self-proclaimed DIY expert. A homeowner decided their faulty electrical wiring was a simple weekend project. No need to call a licensed electrician, right? How hard could it be? They watched a few online videos and felt totally prepared. Armed with more confidence than knowledge, they started tinkering with the main circuit breaker. The result was a massive power surge that not only fried every appliance in their house, but also started a significant fire. The savings from not hiring a professional were, let's say, completely wiped out by the cost of the fire department visit and the complete home rewire they now desperately needed. And who could forget the restaurant patron who demanded their steak be served blue rare, which is barely cooked. The chef, concerned about food safety, tried to explain the risks, but the customer was adamant and became very loud, insisting the customer is always right. They got their barely seared steak and ate it with gusto. A few hours later, they were experiencing the worst food poisoning of their life. Sometimes, the experts, like chefs who handle food for a living, actually know what they're talking about. Listening to them might just save you from a very unpleasant experience. Let's move on to a conflict over a parking spot. We've all been there, circling the lot, looking for that one open space. But this situation escalated. A woman saw a spot and drove towards it, only to have another car slip in just ahead of her. Enraged, she got out of her car and began yelling, standing directly in front of the other vehicle to block it. She refused to move, even as the other driver tried to carefully maneuver out of the situation. In her fit of anger, she misjudged the car's movement and ended up with a broken foot. All that for a parking spot she wouldn't have even gotten anyway. Here's another one from the great outdoors. A hiker decided to ignore old trail markers on a challenging mountain path. He thought he knew a shortcut that would get him to the summit faster. This shortcut, of course, was not a trail at all. It was a steep, unstable slope. He soon found himself lost, dehydrated, and in a dangerous position as night began to fall. A massive search and rescue operation had to be launched, putting multiple lives at risk to find him. He was eventually found, suffering from exposure and embarrassment. The main trail was there for a reason: safety. Another classic is the person who absolutely refuses to believe the weather forecast. Meteorologists predicted a severe storm with high winds and hail. Emergency alerts were buzzing on everyone's phones. But one individual was convinced it was all hype. They decided it was the perfect time to get up on their roof to adjust their satellite dish. As the sky turned black, they were still up there, gonju in hand. The storm hit with full force, and the high winds turned a simple task into a perilous balancing act, resulting in a fall and serious injuries. The forecast is a tool, not a personal challenge. And finally, let's talk about the shopper who tried to argue their way into an expired coupon. It was a month out of date, but they were determined to get their dollar off. The cashier politely explained the policy. The manager was called and explained the policy, but the customer would not back down. They held up the line for over 20 minutes, causing a huge scene and getting more and more agitated. Their blood pressure visibly rose. Their face turned red, and in the end, they stormed out, coupon-less and furious. All that stress and conflict over a single dollar that had long since expired. These stories, while extreme, are all about the same thing: the consequences of believing the rules of safety, science, and even simple courtesy don't apply to you. It is a reminder that a little humility and common sense can go a long way in keeping you safe, and frankly, making life easier for everyone around you. What's the most ridiculous example of someone ignoring clear warnings that you've ever seen? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed these cautionary tales, be sure to like and subscribe for more. See you next time.